So you might run into somebody who is, they think the market's bad. They think houses right now, they might think that houses are overpriced. There still might be some people out there who think if they wait long enough, the prices are going to come down. I still hear that occasionally, and that's just not going to happen. So you might ask them, what do you mean the market's bad? What are you thinking? And they might tell you the houses are overpriced. Explain to them that there's been one time in history when the houses have depreciated and come back down, and that was during the Great Recession, and it was due to bad lending practices for the most part. That was the cause of it. So the chances of it coming back down are slim to none. The other reason they probably will not come back down is the inventory. Inventory has created a scarcity, and basic supply and demand just tells us that the prices will continue to increase. So explain those kind of things to somebody who's thinking that the market's really terrible, and tell them, 5 years from now, 5 years ago, people thought the market was maybe a little too hot and maybe it would slow down, and that hasn't happened. So think where you would be if you bought 5 years ago. The best time to buy is always yesterday, and 5 years from now, you're going to be wishing you bought today. Some of the things you can talk about are the advantages of home ownership. And there are 4 basic advantages, and you need to know these. So make sure that you learn them, you can rattle them off. But basically the acronym CAPS. First of all, we have cash flow. The cost to own a home is almost always less than renting. You have appreciation. Right now we're experiencing at least 5% appreciation in all our markets, and that may be a little higher. It's been astronomically high for the last few years, but it's finally slowing down just a little bit. You have principal reduction. So basically every month you're making a payment, and part of that payment is going toward your principal. Over time, your principal goes down more and more, and you're building equity, and that's kind of a little savings plan you have, an investment that you can live in. And finally, you have a stability of payment. So your payment doesn't change, unlike with rent, where it's probably built into the lease that it's going to increase every year. Your payment's stable. And as your income grows over the years, your payment's going to stay the same, and you will kind of grow into your payment. I remember I sold a house for a couple, and they had owned it forever, and she said when they bought it, their payment was $25 a month, and she said, I didn't know how we were going to make that payment. And of course she was laughing about it because it was a long time ago, but that's how it is. Your payment stays the same, and everything else changes. So cash flow, appreciation, principal reduction, and stability of payment, CAPS. So make sure you learn that one, and you can rattle it off when somebody asks you about the benefits of home ownership.